Sometimes getting back into routine when you've been out of it for so long feels impossible. Like you can't even really remember what your routine was, or you can't connect to the version of you that felt good in that routine. Which is why I believe instead of always feeling like we need to get back into routine, maybe we need to take a second and figure out what that looks like first. I've been feeling called to get back to my body. Get grounded in my physical body and honor what that feels like again. I spend a lot of time in my head. I'm a natural daydreamer, overthinker, analyzing addict, and if I don't actively pull myself out of the clouds, I'll get stuck there. Starting my day with a deep stretch and meditation forces me into the body before the mind even has time to take over. My stretches vary with how I'm feeling. I'm not very strict with this time. I let myself flow into what I feel like I need. I'm in my luteal phase, and so stretching out my lower back and hips feels really good at this time. This is around the time when my to-do list starts to get louder and louder, which allows me to dive deeper and really practice shifting my awareness back to the present moment through my meditation. Overthinking the day ahead of me won't help me in any way, but deepening my meditation practice in this moment allows me to tap back into this awareness whenever I need throughout the day, which is a much more productive way to spend these next 20 minutes. One thing I feel very grateful for lately is my new relationship with the gym and working out. It's been such a big part of my life for as long as I can remember, but not always in the best way. It has sometimes felt like a jail, a place of punishment for enjoying a meal a little too much, or overindulging on a trip when, God forbid, I wanted to experience the taste of as many flavors as I could. Now it's a sweet sanctuary, a place to come train my heart to be strong and hopefully keep beating for a couple years longer, a place to come watch my body do things that it couldn't do a month ago. Reconnecting with the breath has been high on my priority list when it came to building out my new routine. I've been having random spurts of anxiety recently, and breathwork has been the only practice to fully pull me out of this state and allow me to gain control over my mind and body. Prioritizing breakfast before coffee has been a challenge for me for so long. Even though it makes me feel so much better, I was addicted to turning on the kettle first thing in the morning. But one habit that I'm reintroducing to my routine is chia seed water, which I let sit and absorb while I make my breakfast. If I'm struggling in a certain area, for example gut health, I really try to sit back and think of a time where I felt like I had this issue under control. And back when I was having chia seed water before meals, I remember feeling way less bloated and truly like I had my gut health under control. Allowing my body time to wake up as well as be introduced to water and nutrients before coffee has allowed me to sustain my energy for longer throughout the day. And eating before I turn on my work brain has allowed me to fully sit and be present with my meal. Good morning. I do love summer and sun, but a cloudy, rainy morning with my coffee and jazz music. But hi everyone, welcome back, or welcome to my channel. I have not sat down and vlogged in so long. Actually, I have vlogged, I just haven't uploaded a vlog in a long time. And I don't know if I want to get into that because I don't want to go too off topic. But I'll just leave it at, I've definitely been very critical of the way that I film. Like I had 2 travel vlogs that I never ended up uploading because when it came time to look at the footage, I just wasn't happy with it. And yeah, I don't know, I don't really know what to do with that information. I don't know if I should it's almost like a reminder to myself that that does matter to me, and if I do want to vlog or make a travel vlog or whatever it is, I do care about getting nice clips and making the time to do that. I don't like just throwing things together for the sake of a vlog. Does that make sense? Anyways, but we're back. It's been, I don't know how many months since the last time I vlogged. A lot has changed. A lot is constantly changing. And for this video, I really want to focus on getting back in routine, or back on track, whatever you want to call it. I've noticed when I've been off routine for a long time, and I don't really have a sense of routine anymore, it's hard to just jump back into what I was doing before, or I can do some of it, but not all of it feels right. And I feel like that's normal, and I don't think routine should be strict. I think routine should always be evolving as you evolve, and I think that's where I've held myself back, is thinking that I need to get back on the routine that I was on before I fell off. But who we are is constantly changing, what we care about is constantly changing. And I feel like sometimes, at least for me, like it just comes back to sitting with myself now, not myself a few months ago who felt really good in that routine, but like with me now, what do I value? What do I want to do in my day? What's important to me? What habits allow me to create more of like my dream day? Because it's always changing. Honestly, once upon a time, getting back on track or back in routine for me meant dieting and working out twice a day. That was my getting back on track, getting back into routine, and that is just so not something I resonate with anymore. So how am I supposed to jump into an old routine that like doesn't resonate anymore? You know what I mean? Or I care about different things, or I've realized I care about different things now. Getting back into routine and like discovering what that means to me now has been so fun and liberating versus this feeling of like, tomorrow the new routine starts, get up, get to it, like you're in trouble, you know? Like I don't feel that. I'm just like, here's a list of things that I like to do in my day. Here's a list of things that I've noticed are good for me to do in the morning for my mental health. Here's a list of ways that I like to spend my time. Now how can I like put that into a routine? Because even with the gym is such a good example for me because it has just been a roller coaster of a relationship my entire life. When I would get in these moments of like getting back on track, getting back into routine, I feel like when it came to figuring out what that meant at the gym, that would unfortunately start with an end product, like a physical end product, like what I wanted my body to look like, how many pounds I wanted to lose, whatever, and then backtrack from there and create a workout split and a workout routine that would allow me to get there, which just doesn't align anymore, you know? And I feel like even back when it did, it wasn't all unhealthy. Like it was very motivating, and you know, I'm not saying that's bad. It's just like that doesn't resonate with me anymore. That doesn't get me like excited to get up and go to the gym. And also that makes me feel bad if I would have missed the gym, like, oh, I'm like falling behind of this end goal, when I don't really resonate with an end goal anymore. I kind of just want to enjoy every single day the best that I can and like feel happy today, and then when tomorrow comes, feel happy tomorrow, and like really just build a routine that allows me to feel really good and like obviously will lead towards the things that I care about and the things that I value, like my health, for example, you know what I mean? Like it's easier to just look at it like I like moving my body, like I like doing that, and I don't know, I like feeling my heart pumping. I like knowing that like this is good for me and my body is thanking me and this is helping me be stronger and live longer. Like that motivates me, that makes me want to get up and go to the gym. So again, just coming back to the things that I like to do. So I like starting my day with meditation. I like not looking at my phone for an hour and a half after I wake up. For that to be possible, I need to make sure I'm waking up early enough to have the time to do that, because work and life and etc. I can't just wake up 10 minutes before work and expect to not touch my phone for an hour. Doesn't make sense. So even with waking up earlier, that's been such a hard thing for me. If you've followed me for a while, you know that has been my biggest battle. That is my biggest battle, I think, on this planet. It's waking up earlier. But shifting the mindset and not doing it because it's what I should do, it's what productive people do. I don't know, like punishing myself if I don't get up early enough. It's just, I value a slow morning. For that to be possible, I need to wake up earlier. It's like a gift, and I truly felt that way this morning. I woke up 3 minutes before my alarm, which, another thing, I don't know if you guys do this, every time I like intentionally like do this, it works. And again, you need to like know yourself and know how much sleep like you actually need. Like there's no way I could go to bed at 4 a.m. and tell myself this and then it would work. It definitely wouldn't work. But when I go to bed at a reasonable time that I know I'm gonna get 8+ hours, I tell myself when I'm gonna wake up, and it works. I told myself I was going to wake up before my alarm, like a couple minutes before my alarm. And my alarm was at 7:30. I woke up at 7:27. and it was easy to do so. It wasn't hard. I wasn't like tossing and turning and wanting to go back to bed. Like I woke up and I was ready, but I was in bed by 10:30. So again, if I were to go to bed at 4 a.m. and be like, I'm gonna wake up at 7:30 on the dot naturally, like there's absolutely no way. Yeah, waking up early and knowing I scheduled in 2 hours for myself felt like such a treat. No part of today or this morning felt like I was in trouble or like, here we go, like time to get back on it. It just felt good. It felt like how I want to spend my days. Like everything I did this morning is how I want to spend my days. It's things that I like to do, is things that when I have a day off I do, you know what I mean? So taking the time to build a routine that includes all the things that I like to do and that I value and that make me a better person and more tapped into myself and my energy and just keep me more grounded and stable throughout the day. Like that is how I want to live. That is not a punishment. You don't need to like get back on track because you just failed for 2 months because you weren't on routine. It's like I've definitely gone through extremes of having an extremely set out routine that maybe isn't sustainable and maybe not even that aligned, and then I fall off and it feels impossible to get back on. And what I've learned from that is something that I say all the time, but clearly I need to hear: you cannot hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. Having any hate or like resentment or punishment or anything, any negative feelings behind my routine that don't feel good are not going to create the opposite ever. So it's an ongoing lesson, and every time I come back to it deeper, and I'm grateful. And yeah, that's my little morning update. I have quite the day today, but I have no calls, which is nice. So just working on the night swim launch, which is this Saturday, August 10th. I don't know when this video is going to go up. So August 10th is our final drop of the summer, and it's such a big one. I can't explain why, but you are gonna understand soon enough how important and like crazy this drop is. That is literally all I'll say. That's all I can say. But throughout my day, I do have a couple pockets of breaks and ways that I am incorporating my new habits into my routine. So I will catch up with you guys throughout the day. Lately, I've been finding it much easier to make a lot of one thing and have it for lunch and dinner. I feel like a lot of people maybe can't do that, like eat the same meal twice in one day. Today I made beef and broccoli. Love beef and broccoli. I just rather eat things fresh. Like I know I could keep this for tomorrow, have a different dinner tonight, have leftovers tonight, have that the next day. I don't know, like I said, I just rather have it fresh. So that's what I've been doing lately. But I'll make different things on different days. So my diet isn't that diverse in the day, but it is over the span of a week, which I think is fine. It works for me. Wow. It's been a while since I've vlogged. I wanted to like give a little update of just how I'm feeling, what's going on, what are common themes. I feel like lately I really have more of like a bird's eye view of my life. Like I feel very connected to my life and what's going on, but I also am just so observant of like things I'm going through and just like certain triggers that are coming up. I feel like journaling has become a lot easier lately. Not easier, but just I feel like I'm really getting to the root of a lot of expired beliefs and mindsets that I've carried with me all this time, and I'm just kind of watching that transpire right now, if that makes sense. Oh, also Gabby moved to Toronto, so now the entire night the entire night team is in Toronto, which has been so nice to just get together and do in-person work and also just like hang out and have that bond. It's really nice to feel like close to the people that you work with, because I mean it's like 80% of your day. However, even though it's summertime and there's a big part of me that wants to be out and about and living up my brat girl summer, which I definitely have been, I am being called to isolate so much more lately And not in the sense of like not seeing anyone ever, but just I feel like when I do have my time alone and days alone, I really take advantage. I mean, to the point where at night I crave to just sit down and explore my mind and journal and meditate and just really be present with myself. I feel like, you know, and it happens and like there's all these ebbs and flows. I feel like I have, in a way, just like been ignoring myself, I guess, for quite a while now, because this little awakening, I really feel honestly like how I feel and like the memory of this feeling, it feels almost like a spiritual awakening. Like I feel like I'm going through another awakening in a sense. Like so many things just stopped making sense like overnight. It was a very weird experience. Like I feel like I couldn't even connect to old me and how she would feel about what is going on in like certain situations. Like it's just, this girl wants to play so bad. Okay. Yeah, I just feel like very dialed in to this new energy and like exploring this new energy and how I feel. And I say new, but it almost feels like remembering just a deeper like part of myself that I forgot. Solitude, isolation, like even though it's summertime, like it has felt so necessary. Almost like just rebuilding the relationship that I have with myself, spending time with myself and like prioritizing that. I feel like versus just always having the energy being put outwards and like at my life and the people in my life and the things that I do, my job, like just really having so much of my energy be outwards that I didn't even realize. Like I've been so disconnected to myself, have not sat down and really been building the relationship with myself. Like I don't know, like you get to the point where you're like not even aware that you're ignoring yourself because it's just like very regular that how your life is going, a lot of things almost like on autopilot. And again, I just feel like something shifted overnight and I like no longer can ignore this feeling. So just really diving into that, tapping into it, enjoying it, seeing what's coming up. I've been feeling so insanely creative, which is something that I've felt like I've just like asked for. Like I cannot tell you how many like times I've sat down and like tried to even just like manifest and like ask for help and just like want to connect to what my like creativity is. And I feel like I do know it, but then I don't. And I've just been very, I think that's the biggest thing, just very disconnected to my creativity, which means so much to me. It's kind of, it's how I go about living my life day to day, like not just sitting down and creating, like just my thoughts throughout the day and like co-creating my life and like what that means to me, if that makes sense. Like I've basically been asking to feel how I feel right now for so long, and I don't know why it took until now to tap into it, but I'm grateful regardless. And just again, just like observing my life right now, like very much, yes, connected to everything that's happening, but again, it's like with when you feel like things shift overnight, like yesterday you felt different than how you feel today completely, and like you can't even tap into how you felt yesterday. Like I've only had a few times, and usually around big awakenings, that's happened for me. It almost just feels like a timeline shift, and like I can't go backwards even if I want to. Like I just literally can't. I like have to be in this timeline and like explore what that means and this version of me. But yeah, I have been really tapped into reading, writing, drawing, painting, photography, videography, as I always am. Like just so much creativity is coming up, and again, I've literally asked for this, and I'm just happy to be here. And it's crazy how things can just shift. But in all this happening, and again, I feel like just really like tapping into this new awareness when it comes to getting back on track or getting back into routine, I just really feel like I need to figure out what that means to her. What is better than a midday tea and work from bed? I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what my days look like after lunch during my luteal and menstrual phases. There is no way I could sit at that desk all day. When I have more energy during other times of my cycle, it isn't as bad. I like to stay there. I feel motivated there. Maybe I'll go to the couch or the kitchen table, but not right now. Not right now. I want to get back in bed. Do you ever just lay down after you eat dinner or a big meal and you just let your food baby? Sometimes you just gotta let it hang, you know? I definitely ate way too much, but it was that situation where it wasn't enough for leftovers. Like if I saw the little puny amount that I would have left myself for tomorrow me would be like, what the fuck is this, you know? So I had to eat it all. There was no other choice. I still have more work to do. I put my laptop over there. I'm gonna get more work done tonight, but this is the thing. There's always more work to do. Always, all the time. There's never not gonna be more work to do. So one of the ways that I've really fallen off routine, I guess, is just literally being on my computer until I go to bed, even like bringing it to bed with me until I can't keep my eyes open anymore, and then putting it away. And it's like, listen, I'm a single girl, not like single, I'm a singular, I'm one girl doing a lot of things. And so there's always going to be work to do, you know? And I really want to get better at pulling away, again, getting back to myself. And today it was raining all day and now it's beautiful, so I think it'll be really nice if me and P go for a walk outside. Me and P go for a walk outside? Do you think that'd be nice if we go for a walk outside? One thing I like to do often is redefine what I view as productive or a productive way to spend my time. I feel like, you know, going off what I was saying earlier, there's always stuff to do on the computer. It's true. And sometimes I feel like that is the most productive way to spend my time, is to sit in my apartment and work and get everything done. But I'm realizing that is not true. Like right now, for example, sitting in the park, even though I'm not talking to anybody, I still feel very connected to everybody here, and just watching the kids play on the park and just being surrounded by humans, like even just looking at kids 13, 14 years old and the way they're acting, and remembering how I acted when I was their age and played the same games. It just makes me feel connected, and I'm realizing that's very important to me, and that's a very productive way to spend my time, even though I don't need to come here and necessarily make connections and speak to people. Just being in a park surrounded by people is a way for me to connect, and is a very productive way to spend my time. And how I feel right now, just like looking around and like smiling at strangers, like this is a feeling that I want to feel often. So redefining what productive looks like and means to you, I think, is really important, and will also shape the way that you spend your day. Like this now feels like a very productive part of my day that I want to incorporate into every day. Okay, let me give you a little bit of a skincare routine update, but more important than that, a dental hygiene routine update because I feel like I've spoken about this in a past vlog. I definitely did because I was starting my journey of fixing my teeth and taking care of my teeth and gum health in California. I'm pretty sure I was vlogging then. I have stuck with it. I actually have an appointment tomorrow for a checkup of my gums. My gums are basically like really bad. If you know about this stuff, basically I have gingivitis, like the worst case of gingivitis, like when it turns into like that bacteria that causes you to lose your teeth. I have bone loss. What else? I have a few cavities, but apparently that's like the least of their worries. They want to fix my gums first. Everything can be fixed, but avoiding my dental health, my gum health for so long has definitely paid a price, but I have a pretty good routine now. I've been taking care of my teeth, and every time I go in for a checkup, they tell me that my gums are significantly better. So, not to brag, first things first, which I use these things like twice before I throw them out. I used it once last night. Electric flosser. Turns on. Wait, let me finish my skincare because my skin is drying out. Okay, so I just washed my face. This is my face wash that I always use. Been using this for years. I'm gonna go through this quickly because I know I just got you so excited about my dental hygiene routine. Then this is my toner, the Vino Clean. Favorite toner, I always go back to it. I haven't tried many others, but she gets the job done and it smells so fresh. And then I go back and forth between these two. And some nights, depending on how much sun I got, I'll use both of them. So this is the Biosense. I don't know if it's called like night repair. And then this that I actually got for Christmas, this company called Mingle Hill. My mom got me a bunch of like this. Where is it? This one, the lavender whip, this huge container. I lather my entire body with this after a shower. It's so good. That I'll put on if I feel like I was out in the sun a lot and my skin just needs an extra little boost of hydration. Back to the real star of the show. I did not start flossing until this year, and now it's like I can't imagine going to bed without it. Sometimes I do, but like I could be blackout drunk and you will catch me in this bathroom flossing my teeth. Okay, so next, this is gonna be embarrassing to show because I'm still getting used to it and I don't really know how to work it, but fuck man, like the fact that this makes me so excited. Like, is this what 27 is? Giving a fuck about dental gadgets? Anyways, she let me know. Basically my issue is that I guess the space between my gums and my teeth is like really deep. So the reason I have gingivitis and get so many cavities is because even though I brush and even with just regular flossing, like food gets stuck in there. So she recommended I get a water flosser, and this bitch, this is strong. Okay, the first time I used it, I thought I was drowning. I soaked my shirt, flooded my bathroom. Like, it was so traumatic. I've gotten better, but still, like, if my finger slips and I can't find the off button, it's fucking, it's done. I'm done. It's over for me. Like, the pressure. So I do all around, under, all around and under. Okay. It hurts, but when I tell you, sorry, like TMI, but the amount of stuff that comes out after I do this, fuck, I kind of love it. To explain how powerful it is, at the beginning it would make me bleed the same way regular flossing would, so it's got a kick to it. Next, I brush my teeth, but just like really on an angle in the gums. Like, that is where I guess a lot of people miss, and that's why you have gingivitis, if you have it. It's okay, I hope I'm making you feel seen if you have gingivitis. last but not least, I am on a medical mouthwash, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not that fucking happy about because, listen, I understand I have a problem and bacteria in the mouth is that problem and I need to fix that, and this will help kill bacteria in my mouth. But like, it's called chlorhexidine gluc something, 12%. Like, that's just, all I read is bleach, like Clorox. I don't know. There's a healthy mouth microbiome. I need certain bacteria in there to like be healthy. It's like your gut when you take antibiotics. Like, yeah, it kills the bad guys, but it kills the good guys too. So I don't love that. Maybe the discomfort of putting bleach in my mouth will make me actually look into ways to be better about this in a more natural way. Anyways, cheers. Also, I don't know if this is true for all mouthwash, but for that one, the dentist told me to not swish it and that makes it work less, but instead just like hold it on parts of your teeth and mouth for like 30 seconds. So do what you will with that. So it is 9:15 and I'm gonna start to wind down before bed. For the next like 30 to 40 minutes, I'm gonna read my book. Guys, I love this book. Okay, The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. It is also a signed copy, so this is gonna be worth billions of dollars one day. If you are creative, if you feel like you need just that inspiration, that like feeling that you had in the first place that made you want to make art, want to connect to your creativity, I feel like books come to me at the perfect time. Or again, I'll have a book and not touch it for years and then suddenly go grab it and it's just exactly what I need to hear or what I've been wanting to look into at the time that I opened it. And that is exactly how I feel about this book. This book came into my life at the most perfect time. I really feel like there's no such thing as like writer's block or just not being inspired anymore, which is just something that I would hold on to and just think, I'm not inspired, I'm not creative right now, I have writer's block, whatever it is. And the truth is, any art, any creation, like, it is all here now. You have access to source whenever you want. It's not about not being creative, it's just taking the time and putting the effort into tapping into creativity. Like, we are always creative, it's always something that we have. It's really just tapping into that frequency again. And I feel like that might look different for everyone, but for me, that's really just connecting with myself. And again, not waiting to feel good, not waiting to feel creative, just taking care of myself and my needs and setting myself up to be able to tap into my creativity, which I feel like is something that I don't know, haven't been letting myself do, or just got really attached to the limitation of I'm not creative, or feeling like I need to like sit back and know exactly what my message is before I speak. But that'll never happen because my message is constantly unfolding and I'm always in an era, a space of knowledge and learnings and teachings. Like, it's just always happening. Like, waiting for it to happen just like doesn't make sense when it's always happening. So I feel like in so many ways this book is just lifting so many limitations that I put on myself about my creativity and really tapping back into that. And ever since doing that, I just feel more connected to the things that I create and the things that I want to create. I mean, the flow of ideas that I feel like I've been getting lately is just insane. I have so many, it's almost like overwhelming. I have so many different docs and notes apps and notebooks with like different ideas, because just like in the moment something hits and I need to write it down. And I feel like I haven't been in this space in so long. And again, bringing it back to getting back into routine, building a new routine, like, you know yourself, right? So it's like, I know myself. I know what it is that I like to do. I know what makes me feel good, and that is going to be the same for a lot of us, right? Like going into nature, stretching, staying hydrated, eating healthy, like a lot of it is going to make us all feel good. So I know like you could probably relate with a lot of things that I'm saying, but there might be things that like make you feel good that you know that I'm not listing, and you know those things. And I feel like when it comes to building a routine and really tapping into the fact that, of course, have long-term goals. I have long-term goals that, you know, are like baked into my daily routine, you know, just like creating those habits and slowly working towards long-term goals. But I'm not like just going through the motions and doing the thing and waking up at a certain time and getting the workout in and like checking off boxes to get to this long-term goal. And I feel like that has been the biggest shift lately of like getting back into routine, and why that wasn't resonating and it took me so long was because I just had to like redetermine what that meant to me. And it's not about just like wanting to feel good and, I don't know, thinking of like only now and not later. It's definitely a good combination of both, but at the end of the day, we always are living today. I feel like I keep repeating that, but like we're just living right now, you know? So of course I have long-term goals, and my daily routine and habits that I'm building now are gonna get me there, and I'm so like happy about that. That makes me want to stay committed and disciplined. But I'm just like happy with the new routine that I'm building because of how it allows me to feel now. And tomorrow I'll be able to feel good now, and the next day I'll be able to feel good now. And that just feels much more sustainable. And I feel like, you know, there's gonna be times in my life when I have certain deadlines or certain things that I'm really trying to like go after and go after quickly, and it might require more harsh discipline. But right now I know that I just need to get back to me and my energy and my creativity and feeling good and creating a day that allows me to do that, because I feel so busy and overwhelmed right now. I think that's like another reason. Like there's just a lot going on right now, and I let that get in the way of allowing myself to feel good. Balance is needed. I know that to be true for me. That's probably true for you as well. I need to create balance. So it's just making sure to take the time to co-create your day, because we all have jobs and we all have things to do. And if you're like me, you like to also just take on side project after side project and be so busy, which is great and really fun, and I think like lights me up and is the reason I'm alive and motivated. But balance is so needed and so productive. Anyways, this was a little bit of a rambly vlog. Hope you're okay with that, but I hope this helped. Hope you learned something. Hope this inspired you to go and figure out what your new routine for who you are right now and who you're trying to be and the life you're trying to live every single day. Because that was definitely the point of this video, even though I talked a lot about other things as well. But anyways, I have a hot yoga class tomorrow. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in my next vlog or my next podcast episode. Good night.